Hello, and welcome to another awesome post from Ultimate Body Language. Now, this week we'll be talking about social influence. My mum always said that birds of a feather flock together, but it's really time that we take a bit more of a concentrated look at that statement rather than just taking the old wives' tale to heart. Now, it turns out we are hardwired to mimic those around us, which is why body language mirroring is such a common thing that happens. This includes gestures, attitude, stress levels, and generosity. I read in an article from Psychology Today, which points out some experiments where some subjects are placed in two separate rooms, in a room full of very highly motivated people, and a room with some very not motivated people, basically a room full of grumpy shits. Now, although the subjects claim to not be affected, their work performance told a very different story. So it does have an effect on you, whether you believe it or not. Now, I've even had this experience myself. I've worked in offices with people with very positive, can-do, happy attitudes, and offices where everyone will be very bitter and angry. And I've seen myself turn into a bit of a bitter and grumpy hermit. So although the stress levels of a job were a bit of a major factor, but basically everything contributes towards it. So, and this is why I see a lot of successful businesses, like a lot of the successful business leaders, try all sorts of weird and wacky ways to keep morale up in the workplace, because it is important. And why are we like this? Well, it's believed that we started off in the evolutionary days that we're hardwired to be like this, so we'd be more likely to fit in the tribes and groups. And now I'll leave you with this parting thought for this week. As it is our working environments that we spend the most amount of our time in, it'll also be by default our working environments that will determine the type of person that we will become. So instead of picking a career for status, money, or convenience, or what have you, maybe the primary factor that we should use for picking a career should be in what type of personality we'd like to have. Anyway, that's the parting thought for this week, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening.